Welcome to CREC in the Community. My name is Deborah Barrero, and we're here today to talk about the Greater Hartford Region Open Choice Program, which is a program for Hartford residents to apply to attend a school district in any of the 28 surrounding towns around Hartford, and also an opportunity for any resident in the suburbs to apply to attend a Hartford public school. This is done in collaboration with the State Department of Education, and it is managed by CREC, the Capital Region Education Council. We are here today with Renita Satchel. Welcome, Renita.
Well, thank you.
Renita is not only the Student Support Coordinator for Open Choice, she is also an alum of Project Concern, which is the former name of the Greater Hartford Open Choice Program. So welcome, Renita. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you. Renita, I'd love to talk to you a little bit about what the program offers to Hartford families. So if you could talk a little bit about that, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Some of the great benefits of the program is that, it's free. There's no additional cost for the parents to be a part of the Open Choice program, and transportation is also included. Another benefit is once they apply for the program, different from the magnets, once they're in until they either graduate or they move outside of Hartford or or outside of the state. So that's an added bonus that parents enjoy about the program. One of the other things that, as a former graduate, that I think is a benefit also is that the students have exposure to both worlds. So if they live in Hartford, they're in the urban community, but then they're also exposed to the suburban community, and vice versa for the suburban residents. They live in the suburbs, but they are also exposed to urban culture.
Renita, can you tell me a little bit about the difference between the two programs within Open Choice? Okay. Hartford families have an opportunity to apply to go to a school in any one of the 28 districts, and the suburban families have an opportunity to apply to specific Hartford public schools. Right. Can you first talk about the opportunities available to Hartford parents?
Sure. So the Hartford parents, when they apply, their children are in a lottery for a possible placement in a suburban public school. The Hartford to suburban side is K through 12. And then for the suburban families coming into Hartford, they're starting a pilot program with pre-K. So we can start at pre-K 3 and also pre-K 4. And then also some other elementary grades in high school. So right now, the suburban families can actually select the school that they'd like to participate in, because most of the Hartford schools are themed schools. We'd like to do that for the suburban families going out to the suburbs, but right now, Hartford families can just check that they'd like to apply. We start at K up to 12, and for the suburban families, they can select pre-K 3, which is at Moylan Montessori School, and pre-K 4 is starting at Naylor Elementary School. And then there's also other elementary placements at the Asian Studies Academy, Betances Reading Learning Lab. For the high school students, there's placements at the academies at Hartford High School. There's the Nursing Academy, Law and Government Academy, and Engineering and Green Technology. There's also the Teacher Prep Academy at Buckley High School. And then there's the Insurance and Finance Academy, which is at Hartford School, Inc.
Oh, great.
So the suburban families can check any one of those schools.
Excellent. And for the Hartford resident who applies for Open Choice, the program begins in kindergarten.
Yes.
And that program is called the Open Choice Early Beginnings Program, which is a little bit different than when they enter first grade. So can you talk a little bit about the Early Beginnings Program, what we offer, what the programs offer, and the services provided?
Sure. So for the parents that are interested in applying for a kindergarten placement in the Early Beginnings Program, the majority of the kindergarten classes in the suburbs are half-day, but with a special grant from the State Department of Education, we create a full-day program. So for instance, in most of these towns that have half-day kindergarten, we collaborate with an accredited extended day program. It could be the YMCA, it could be another accredited daycare center. So we create a full-day program. So for part of the day, they're either in a classroom or at the extended day program. Then a bus will pick them up and take them to the other half of the program. So it is, in essence, a full school day for the children, although they might be in the classroom only half a day. And that varies depending on the space that a school has, because there are some schools that can provide an additional classroom so that the students are at the school all day and they toggle between two different classes.
Can you talk a little bit about the literacy facilitator support that's involved in early beginnings?
In addition to the support specialist that works along with the kindergarten students, the facilitators are certified teachers that actually assist the teachers in the classroom. So depending on how many students a district takes, that facilitator could be there 1 day, 2 day, 3 days a week, providing additional support to the students, helping with consultation with students in regards to literacy and supporting literacy in the classroom, and also working with the parents in regards to their academics. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Now, also, there's other services that are provided. You have support specialists in each one of the districts. Can you talk about what the support specialists do and how they support our families? And then we can talk about how they also support our districts.
Sure. So there are 5 support specialists in the Open Choice program. We're in essence liaisons between the districts and the families. So we provide supports to the families and the students. It could be from the transition from their Hartford school to the suburban school or vice versa. Also with the transition, paperwork, documents, helping them register and get started in the new school. With transportation issues. So, you know, if parents can be intimidated with meetings at the school, want us to attend, we also attend PPT meetings to offer assistance to the families and also the districts. In regards to support to the students, we're there and communicating with the students on a monthly basis. How are things going? We're reviewing report cards, monitoring how students are doing so that we can provide and be active or proactive in providing supports and intervention to the students academically. In regards to that support academically, we have our after-school support center, which students can, actually they're referred by their counselor. Parents can also suggest to the counselor that they'd like their child to participate. They can get help with homework. There's also assistance with college prep. There's also supports to the students regarding social and emotional situations at school. Also, there's summer programs for the students where they can also continue getting supports around academics, around reading, and get an opportunity to kind of mingle with other open choice students. With the districts, we provide supports. We're on the phone constantly with administrators and staff. They might need assistance with conflict resolution between students. They might need assistance with just advising regarding discipline for the students. We also meet with them on a monthly basis, checking in how things are going. We can also provide support to the districts in the form of professional development, you know, meeting with the faculty and sharing more information about open choice and helping them to understand the students and the families. We also provide home visits if needed, assistance with, you know, residency issues. So whatever the district needs or whatever the family needs, we're there as a support to kind of help them navigate through some of those issues.
And that support is provided to all students, including English language learners and students with special education needs. So it's a great opportunity for students of all levels to participate in the program.
That's correct. That's correct.
Can you talk a little bit about transportation? I know we don't have much more time, but if you could talk briefly about transportation and how that's provided in the services that's included in that.
Okay. So transportation is provided by CREC Transportation Department. Anyone that's in the program, they're given transportation, and they coordinate all of the transportation. So for the suburban families, they usually will be routed on buses from the magnet schools that are coming into Hartford, and then the Hartford students, that transportation is coordinated. The bus stops are usually either a neighborhood school, or it can be a street corner stop. It all depends on how many students are in that neighborhood. For the kindergarten students, they try to have a monitor on every bus that have kindergartners so that can provide some comfort to those families that are sending their little ones out there. Right. We work along with the transportation department, helping with bus routing issues, you know, difficulty getting their bus stop changed, any conflicts that are on the bus. You know, when we go to the schools, we're meeting with them in regards to those issues as well.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much,
You're
Renita.
welcome.
This has been so helpful. I really appreciate your time, and
thank
you for all the hard work that you do.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We will be right back. Bienvenido. Welcome to CREC in the Community. We are here today with Nilda Hernandez, the RESCO Program Specialist for CREC. Nilda helps Hartford families applying for the lottery and assists communities in doing outreach and informing them about the RESCO lottery process. So we're here today to ask Nilda questions about the lottery. Nilda, first and foremost, can you please give us information about the Regional School Choice Office and what RESCO stands for?
Sure. RESCO stands for, as you mentioned, the Regional School Choice Office, and it is a collaboration between the State Department of Education, Hartford Public Schools, and the Capital Region Education Council, also known as CREC. It was actually designed so that the Greater Hartford students would have an opportunity to attend schools, racially diverse schools in the area.
Great. So we're here today to talk about the Greater Hartford Open Choice Program in particular. Can you talk about who is eligible to apply and how they can apply for the program?
Sure. The Greater Hartford Open Choice Program is another opportunity for parents who are applying for the regional schools. In addition to the magnet schools, the open choice is an option. And basically anyone in Connecticut is eligible to apply. If you are a Hartford resident, however, you are eligible to apply to attend a school outside of the Hartford area, the suburban towns. But if you're a resident outside of Hartford, then you're eligible to attend a school within the Hartford area.
Okay. And how do families learn about the application process? Where can they go to get an application?
Well, they can contact us either by phone at the Regional School Choice Office, and our number is 860-757-6188, or they can also go to our website, choiceeducation.org, and there they'll find the application, and they can apply that way, which we recommend. It's probably the best way to apply for the schools of choice, and or they can come into the office and pick up an application and send it in or drop it off if they wish.
And applications are available in what languages?
The applications are available in English and Spanish and Bosnian at this time.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So they can go online to get an application in any one of those languages?
Absolutely.
Is there a sibling preference indicating where they can indicate a sibling on the application? So if they want two siblings to attend the same program?
Yes, through the Open Choice Program, when you do apply and you select the Open Choice Program, if you do have a student that already attends an Open Choice school and you wish to have another student attend, we do the sibling preference for them. And what we try to do is based on seat availability, we try to accommodate that other sibling with the child that's already attending. And actually, if there is the same level within the school, grade level in the school, then we try to put them together in the same school.
Great. Mm-hmm. Now, is there a deadline to apply for the Open Choice Program?
Yes, there is a deadline. Friday, February 4th of this year, 2011, is the deadline. In fact, if you're dropping off an application, we're open until 6 p.m. at the Regional School Choice Office, so you have until then to drop it off in person, or make sure that it is postmarked by the end of the day, February 4th, in order for it to be entered into the lottery. And then, of course, you can do that online up until the end of the day, February 4th.
Great. Mm-hmm. And do they accept late applications if somebody decided to submit something a few days later or missed the deadline?
Yeah, absolutely. We do give parents that opportunity to apply for late application. However, the application will not go into the lottery because, of course, the deadline is February 4th. Right. So what happens is with those applications that come in late is that they will be placed at the bottom of the wait list of the wait list after the on-time applications. And that's how those applications are handled.
So talk a little bit about the wait list. So once the lottery is processed, how is the lottery process? And then talk a little bit about what the wait list is.
Sure. The lottery, once you apply, we hold well, I shouldn't say we, but the State Department of Education conducts a lottery, and shortly after the deadline. And then once the lottery is conducted, then you will receive a letter within a couple weeks after the lottery is conducted to let you know whether your child was placed in a slot or if your child has been placed on the wait list. Okay. If your child has been, either way, if you received a placement response form or a wait list response form, you are required to complete it and send it back. And when I say complete, I mean you are required to let us know whether you're accepting or declining the seat if your child is accepted. And if you receive a wait list letter and response form, you're required to let us know whether you're interested in keeping your child on the wait list. If we don't hear from you within the 2-week portion that we give you to respond, then that means that that you've declined the seat if your child was placed, and we'll assign that seat to another child on the wait list. Or if you received the wait list letter, then that and not respond to it, then that indicates to us that you're no longer interested in maintaining your child on the wait list.
Okay. What if a family changes their address while they're waiting to learn if they've received a placement or a wait list?
Sure. If they're waiting to learn, well, the sooner you have any information on any changes before the lottery, the better, because that gives us the most recent information should we need to contact you afterwards. But if the lottery has been conducted and there have been any changes, again, we do need to know that as soon as possible. The sooner we have the most recent contact information, the better.
Great. Can you talk a little bit about the Greater Hartford Open Choice Program in Spanish? We are in Hartford and we have a significant number of families who may apply in Spanish, and why you want to learn more about the program in Spanish.
Sure. El programa de elección abierta, anteriormente conocido como Project Concern, es un programa o una opción adicional para las familias que están solicitando para las escuelas magnet. El programa es una opción adicional que las familias de Hartford pueden solicitar para que sus niños asistan a escuelas fuera de Hartford en los pueblos suburbanos. Al igual, cualquier familia que vive fuera de Hartford puede solicitar para que su niño pueda asistir a una de las escuelas de Hartford. Y ese es el programa conocido como Open Choice o elección abierta.
Gracias.
De nada.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and we will be right back with CREC in the Community. Welcome back. Thank you for watching CREC in the Community. I'm Deborah Barrero, and I'm here today with Maria Francestini, who is a parent in the Greater Hartford Open Choice Program. She has 2 children attending school in Suffield. So welcome, Maria. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about your experience with the Open Choice Program and why you chose to have your kids participate in the Open Choice Program. Can you talk a little bit about the application and why you chose to apply?
I never thought about applying myself. I was blessed to have a teacher on Head Start from Lisbeth who recommended me to do the application.
And Lisbeth is how old now?
Lisbeth is 9 years old.
And at the time she was?
She was 5.
Okay.
She was 5.
So she was going to be going into kindergarten at the time?
She was on her way to kindergarten.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell me about the application and what you did and how you got in.
Well, I was blessed that she gave me everything. She gave me the papers and the deadline. And I filled the papers up and I brought it to the office myself because I wanted to make sure that the papers were there on time.
Okay.
And then I got the letter telling me that she got accepted in the program.
It was a great day, wasn't it?
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Great, great. And what made you choose Open Choice rather than staying in the public school system that she was in Hartford?
Well, I chose because she recommended me a lot to think about my daughter's education, to make it better, and also to see the difference. And it's something that when she talked to me about it, I just think a lot. And of course, I want to make a chat and just try to see how it is. And until today, no regrets at all.
Oh, that's great, great. And that's right, because now you have a son, Javier, who's in the program as well. How is he doing?
Oh, he's great. He's a 5-year-old. He's in kindergarten. And again, the process, because he's a sibling, was perfect. And I'm blessed that he's in the same school, in the same system, and also with the same teachers.
Oh, so you're familiar with the school?
I'm really familiar with the school and everybody else.
Can you talk a little bit about your experience with the school? Are you involved in the programs? Do you meet with the teachers?
Yes, I'm really involved in the program. I'm really involved by school, both of my children. And I'm pleased to say that every time it's an activity there, like after the school for them, or even just a concert, I'm there. And I'm really familiar with the principals in both schools, because now both of them, they go to different schools in the same district. And also I'm really familiar with the parents, with everybody in the school. It's perfect.
Did you have any concerns applying to open choice? Do you feel like you still have a community at home and at the school?
Yes, we are glad to say that we have 2 cities where we live too.
You have 2 cities?
Yes. They go to Sophia to learn, and we live in Hartford.
Great, great. You were telling me earlier that you attend a lot of parent-teacher or meetings and events, and sometimes you carpool with other kids in the program, right?
Yes, I do. That's something that I like to do a lot, to give also other parents the opportunity to go down over there also to see. Even I bring some friends of mine just to come with me to have the experience what it is to be in another district, and also to learn with another parents.
Great, great. Did you have any concerns about the program? Was transportation an issue? Sometimes parents are concerned about the long trip, the large drive that the kids have, the safety of the children on the bus. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I don't really have any concerns about it, because the first day when I met my bus driver, he just gave me this type of trust that till today I have. He really take care of not just my children, everybody in the bus. He's really responsible. And even though I heard parents complaining about it, I can't, because my experience with the bus driving back and forth is great. Even though now my son is taking a van to go to Sophia with the kindergarten because issues with the seatbelt, he still he still come to home in the afternoon with his sister and the same bus driver. And I feel really comfortable.
Oh, that's wonderful. Great,
Thank
you. And so you have 2 children in the program. You also had one other child that was in the program for a short period of time, right?
Yeah, she was in middle school.
Okay, and how was her experience as an older child in the program?
It's great, because she also have a community down over there till now, even though she's not in Sophia.
Right.
She is still getting contact with the community down over there.
Okay. Now, one of the benefits of the program is that kids can stay through high school graduation.
Yes.
So do you plan to have both your children in the Suffield district till the high school graduation?
They plan to stay there. They told me already.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So would you recommend this program to other parents? What would you say to other parents who would be interested in this program?
Yes, I recommend the program to all the parents, because it's a great opportunity for our kids' education, or also it's a diversity. To learn to be in the different diversity and a new community that, for me, they have welcomed me and my children.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Maria, for being here. I really
Thanks to
appreciate
you,
your
Deborah.
time, and I'm so happy your kids are doing well in the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching CREC in the Community. We will be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for CREC in the Community. I'm Deborah Barrero, and I'm here today with Cecilia Peppers Johnson. She has a son in the Greater Hartford Open Choice Program, Markel, who is now a junior in Plainville High School. Welcome, Cecilia. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Can you talk a little bit about why you chose to apply to the Open Choice Program for your son?
Well, Markel actually has been a member of or a choice student since the 2nd grade.
Wow.
I think initially when I applied, it was because his teacher, his 1st grade teacher, recommended that I get him out of Harford schools, that he was really bright and that he probably would do better in a better school district. So when I applied, I had the option of choosing the districts that I wanted him to attend. And Plainville wasn't my first choice, but we went through a lottery, and Plainville actually ended up being the district that had a seat for him out there. So he boarded the bus at 6 years old, and I thought that it was going to be a bad experience for him because he was so little, and he was on a bus early in the morning, and it was a long school day. But it actually was the best time for him on the bus. I mean, I had concerns about the bus as a parent because
Right.
I was like, that's a long day, and what happens if something goes wrong?
Right.
And I spent a lot of time preparing him for what would happen when he got to Plainville. I was like, if this happens, you call mommy. If this happens, you go tell your teacher.
Right.
But he never faced any of those problems. In Plainville, the problems that he really struggled with was the bus ride. And it wasn't the length. It was just that the kids were up so early, and that by the time they got on the bus, they had already been up, and they were wound up, and they were ready to have fun. And that was an issue because of the fact that it was a long bus ride. So they struggled with doing the right thing on the bus, and by them being so little, and they had an adult on the bus with them, but trying to keep 6 and 7-year-olds in their seat without talking, without chewing
Right.
gum was really the struggle that we faced. So he's been out there. He's now a junior in high school, and if I look back, I would do the same thing all over again.
Oh, great.
I mean, I really would. I think that it's afforded him I'm not even going to say a better education, but a different education. He's really has had the best of both worlds. He gets to go and see a lot more things that he probably would have had the experience of in being in a Harford school. But he also has the opportunity of living in Harford, where he is diverse, and he gets to see a lot of those things and really have a choice on what path he wants to take
Great.
in life. And I think that's the best opportunity we can give to our kids, the opportunity to be able to choose what's best for them. And he didn't get to choose what school, and even if he wanted to be bussed out. But in talking to him, we talk about it all the time, I really think that it was the best thing for him. And he has never complained about the bus ride or about having to get up so early to go on the bus.
Great.
And I just,
And I heard that he is now junior class president.
he's
So his classmates chose him to represent them, and
They-
that's an amazing
they did.
accomplishment for him.
He's junior class president. He's also on the SALT team, student athlete leadership team. They've used him last year. Plainville went through their accreditation, and they used him as one of the student speakers to talk to the different facilitators at the school. So he's integrated into Plainville really well. He has really good friends. His best friend has been his best friend since 2nd grade.
Wow.
And often what I think is really important is that they don't look at him as a project choice student. They look at him as a student in Plainville School that just happens to catch a school bus to get there. I have had a very good relationship with the schools from elementary school through high school. One of the big concerns for me was if he gets sick, what happens? I mean, I was like, okay,
Right.
that's a long
Right.
day. But Markel has gotten sick out there, and it's never been an issue. I mean, snow days, I've never had to say, how am I going to get my child home?
Right.
Okay, the bus has always came. If there was concerns at school, I've always been able to pick up the phone, talk to the guidance counselor, talk to the school nurse, and it's just been a wonderful experience. And you're right, they chose him, and it amazes me at how involved he's in. He's played football, he's played basketball, he runs track, he's always gotten home. I mean, I think that's really good that he doesn't have to choose, do I stay after school and participate in activities, or do I catch
Great.
the bus? It's always a bus to get him back home. And
Excellent.
he participates in a lot out there, and they welcome him out there. We don't have to worry about going out there and like, wow, is he going to be accepted by his peers? A lot of parents, they come up and they're like, you're Markel's mom. And I'm like, yeah. And well, Markel and my daughter has been friends for this long, and this, I mean, really, it's just a wonderful opportunity.
Great.
For our kids and for our parents also, because it gives you a chance to, one, get rid of the myth of what a Harford parent looks like or how a Harford parent should be. You get to be involved with the school district, and everyone says like the gain a school district, gain something by having our children there, but we both gain because it's an experience for the parents as well to really go out and say, okay, you know what? It's wonderful when you go to a school function and it's standing room only instead of being in a big auditorium where it's 1 or 2 parents. I've never gone out there and I could find a seat, but I was in a room full of other parents who really wanted their children to thrive, and I think that's wonderful.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Cecilia, for being here, and I really appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
And I wish you well, and
Thank
I
you.
wish Markel well.
And I hope you get a lot of parents choosing to go into the open choice program.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We will be right back. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us today for CREC in the Community. I'm here today with Dwayne Rivers, who's a junior at Central Connecticut State University and an alum of the Greater Hartford Open Choice Program. Dwayne attended Canton schools, and he's here today to talk about his experience. Welcome, Dwayne. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Can you talk a little bit about your experience at Canton and how you felt, or if you remember how you felt when your mom told you that you would be attending school at Canton?
When she first told me that I'll be leaving the Hartford district, I was pretty upset because she kind of just surprised me about it and never really gave me an explanation of why I had to leave. And,
How old were you at the time?
I was about 13, and I never heard of Canton before, so I was kind of nervous and curious of what it would be like.
Did she explain to you what the Greater Hartford Open Choice Program was about?
No, she never told me anything. Everything was just foreign, and I was surprised by everything.
So it was a little unnerving getting ready for middle school, learning that you're going to a new school district in Canton. And what was it like when you first got there?
I was worried about how others would treat me and how to interact with them, because I never dealt with being a minority in a different school system or having conversations with white people because they might have different interests than I do. So everything was just kind of nerve-wracking, and being so young, I didn't know what to do or who to even talk to because I didn't have any friends that went with me.
Right. And so when you got to Canton, you did get involved in some activities, right? You ended up playing basketball for some time. And how did you do in school as well?
I started off doing very good at school. We made the honor roll and high honors. I made it all through middle school and high school. And basketball, I think basketball helped me out the most because that's where I met the most friends, and I kind of opened up, and meeting new friends through basketball led me to meet other people that might have been fans or meet some of the other students that would come to the games. And I just kind of, I don't know, I guess I had a fan base, I guess, because I played pretty well.
All right.
So I made a lot of friends that way.
So did you feel like you had a community in Canton as well as in Hartford when you came home?
Yeah, all my friends in Canton, like, I'm still friends with them to this day. I'll go visit them at their house, we'll hang out. Their parents enjoy having me there. So it was a pretty good time in Canton.
And did you maintain any of the relationships you had in Hartford as well?
That was a little more difficult because I spent so much time in Canton.
Right.
But, I would see my friends now and then. I see them more now. So we're all still pretty cool.
So even though you went to Canton School, you still were able to maintain your friendships both where you lived and where you went to school?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Can you talk about what you're doing now at Central?
I'm an elementary education major, and my major is history. And right now I'm working at a elementary school in called JFK in Windsor, Connecticut. And my experiences at college and in high school kind of helped me with working with the children because I kind of have a diverse background of people, being from Hartford too. So it kind of helped me dealing with certain situations. I could relate to some children better than others, or all the children just, they like the group around me more so because I have a better understanding of them.
So it sounds like you learned a lot by participating in the Open Choice program, going into an unfamiliar place and learning from others, correct?
Yeah, like for example, there was a student and he likes rock music, which I don't listen to too much, but being from Canton, it kind of helped me realize, like, understand other genres of music better, so I could kind of talk to him about it a little bit. And I could, even though I didn't like it, I could pretend with him and relate with him, like,
Right.
I liked it, I enjoyed it, I know such and such artists because I knew a few, and we had a great conversation.
Great. Would you recommend the Greater Hartford Open Choice program, and if so, why?
I felt that my experiences at Canton were good because I made a lot of new friends and dealt with different situations that I might not have dealt with being from Hartford. So it kind of opened my mind more to certain things in life that you might come across when you're older.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Dwayne, for coming today. Appreciate your words, your advice, everybody, and thank you so much, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you. Thanks for
Take
having
care.
me.